Hi everyone, I just thought I'd make another video for you on creating your cover page or the front page for your assignment using Microsoft Word 365 or Microsoft Word Online. So everything we do will be based on the CHAS guide, and this is what we'll be using as our referral point for the marking. If you haven't discovered the CHAS guide, you'll see I'm on the Blackboard side at the moment, and you might note that I'm in the internal unit. If you're doing the online unit or studying from Mauritius, this will be exactly the same process and the resources are in the same place, so the layout is exactly, it will be identical. If you click on, so you'll come and land on Blackboard, you'll be in the announcements section, and if you click on the resources section here, scroll down and you'll have the CHAS workbook, and you can click on that here, open that up, and it should open in a new window as a PDF. I'm using Google Chrome as my browser here. Just check that you have the updated version 28th of the 2nd 2019, as there have been some minor tweaks. And for the contents page, I think the best way to do it is to scroll down to the bottom here and go to the page 30, which has your layout for your cover page here. Now I'm just going to pop this across onto a different screen here, and I'm going to go into Microsoft Word Online, which is, you may have seen I've created a previous video for that. I'm going to open up my new blank document. And that opens up here. Right. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the title to this. So from the CHAS guide, and hopefully you've got a printed copy, or if you're lucky enough to have a second screen, you can have it up, or you may even want to pop the CHAS guide up on something like an iPad or an Android tablet if you have one. So the title on here needs to be both bolded and centered, and we need to have title before it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center by clicking the center button, bold it by clicking the bold button, and I will type out title. Now, you'll note that the default font is Calibri here, and it's Calibri 11 font. For all health sciences presentation, unless instructed otherwise, you need to use either Times New Roman or Arial. And the reason these fonts are chosen and prescribed for you is that they're the most readable and most easy for markers to read. Now, if you're using Arial, use 11 size font. If you're using Times New Roman, you need to use 12 size font. Alright, I'm going to use Arial today as that's what I feel most comfortable typing in and formatting my document in. So Arial and 11. So you add title, you add a colon, and then you can add the title of your assignment. So let's choose a title that gives a good description for our document and is nice and short and succinct. So I'll pretend my topic is glaucoma, and I will have formulated using my search strategy, which you should have completed in class in week 2, and written out my question. So I really want those keywords or the main concepts that you've written down in the second part of your search strategy to appear in your title. Don't make it something boring like glaucoma, but don't go overboard and create a really long title. Make sure it's just that nice, straightforward, succinct and descriptive title. So mine will be glaucoma, prevention, and treatment in Australia. And you can see I made a spelling mistake there, so I'm going to use my spell checker to fix that. Now with your title, as this is the highest level title, and you'll see this in your CHAS guide, in other pages, I capitalise all the main words in the title here. So I've got glaucoma, prevention and treatment all have capitals. You'll also note Australia has a capital, and the reason being this is the name of a country and therefore a proper noun. So that's where that goes. From here on in, we start formatting all our details. So I'm going to hit enter and enter again, just to give it a nice bit of spacing. I'm going to turn off the bold font and I'm going to left align it. And if you go back and have a look at the example one, you can see exactly how we laid it out. The things you need to note is that you have I guess what you're entering there, and then you enter your details, tabbed across and nicely aligned here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to type in student, and then I'll tab across to align it. Oops, I can't tab across in that. So I'm just going to move it around, and I'm going to type in my own name here. And I'm going to put all my details in, and I'll format it in a sec for you so it's all nicely aligned. Number, and my email address. You're welcome to use either your student number at student.curtin.edu.au if you want, or you can use your first name dot surname format. It doesn't matter. Make sure you put the unit in here. So the unit is CMHL1000, Foundations for Professional Health Practice. And you can see I'm not all that proficient on this this keyboard. I've just noticed that I've called our school by the old name, as we're now the School of Occupational Therapy, Social Work and Speech Pathology. Put your lecturer and tutor details in here. Please make sure you know these. Hopefully you've taken these down in week 1 and written them in. And you can put both your tutor details on there if you know them. Please make sure you spell their names correctly. That's always a handy thing and always keeps your tutors in a great mood. And the due date. So you've got all that information there. Now I'm going to go ahead and cheat here and take the text here. I will be putting a little update as we have had a request to change the declaration on our work. So there will be a little extra sentence that I'll ask you to add. There won't be any dramas for this assignment if you haven't got it, but definitely will be needed to be updated and corrected. Make sure you fix all the formatting, particularly if you cut and paste it. And in some instances, it looks like I probably would have been much better off either cutting and pasting this to Notepad first to strip off all the formatting, which I'll probably go ahead and do now, or to just type it out may have been the easy way to go. So yeah, I've got access to Microsoft Notepad. I love this program because it strips out any hidden formatting that often comes across from PDFs to documents. And I'll put it there, and I should have a nice pure declaration there. And then I go down and put student. Sure. Now in terms of signing your work, because you're doing this electronically, it's fine to use a photograph of your signature, or you're welcome to go and use the paint function and write your signature if you want to, or draw function, sorry. You can do it any way that suits you, as long as it's signed. If you want to, you can simply type it out. Oops, and I've highlighted it in black, which probably wasn't a smart move. And I've got the colon there. Date. 2019. So we've got all our content there. And sorry, I do talk to myself a little bit when I do my work. The other thing we want to do is I like to turn off the hyperlink. So you can go in there, right-click on it, and remove link, and that blacks it out so that it's not a blue link for you. The other thing we do want to do is want a 1.5 space everything. And this will go for formatting throughout your document, and we'll highlight that further as we go through. But highlight all of your work on this first page, go to your paragraph, and then your line spacing, which is here, set to 1.5 lines. I'm going to set this to 0 point at the start. And, okay, so everything's 1.5 spaced. It's now just the layout that we've got to fix up.